Hello friends, today our topic is to configure access control list on this topology. Here we have a layer 3 switch. We have 4 different networks connected directly to this layer 3 switch. Here we have VLAN 10 named as IT, and the network for this VLAN is 192.168.10.0/24. Similarly, we have another network with VLAN 20 and named as transport. We have network for this VLAN is 192.168.20.0, and another network we have in VLAN 30 is 192.168.30.0 named as HR department. Another department directly connected to this switch is data entry department named as VLAN for that department is VLAN 40, and network for that department is 192.168.40.0/24. We have these two tasks to restrict the access of these departments. Here, first task is to block the access of transport section to the IT department. In this task, we will try to restrict the access of this network to the IT department. And the second task is to restrict the HRPC from pinging the PC6. Means this PC will not be able to ping this PC. So let's start our configuration. Here first we will start our devices. Here guys, in this uh, lab we will configure for the task 1 we will configure the basic ACL, and for task 2 we will configure the advanced ACL. In the first task we will restrict the access of transport network. We will restrict the VLAN 20 to access VLAN 10, and in the second task we will restrict our PC4 to ping our PC6. So guys, all the devices have been started now. Now let's start our configuration. First we will configure all these 4 VLANs on this switch. We will configure the VLAN interfaces on this switch. We will not configure the HCP server here, as in order to save our time we will assign static IPs to our end users. Here system view host name switch multi-layer switch. Okay, VLAN 10 name as IT. VLAN 20 name as transport. VLAN 30 name as HR. VLAN 40 name as data entry department data. Interface VLAN 10 IP address will be 192.168.10.1255255. Interface VLAN 20 IP address 192.168.20.1255. Interface VLAN 30. IP address will be 192.168.30.1255.255.0. Interface VLAN 40. IP address will be 192.168.40.1. We have assigned the very first IP of the network to all the VLAN interfaces here. Now we will configure static IPs on these systems. Able static IP will be 192.168.10.101. Which is the IP of our VLAN interface. Enable 192.168.10.102, 192.168.10.1. Here you can see that IP has been assigned to the PCs. 192.168.20.101. Enable 192.168.30.101. 1. To 168.40.101. 255.255. 192.168.40.1. 192.168.40.102. 192.168.40.1. We have assigned all the IP addresses to our PCs. Now I will try to ping all the PCs connected in this topology. Ping 192.168.10.102, 20.101. 20.101. VLAN 10, VLAN 20, 30, 40, interface VLAN 10, IP address. Okay. interface VLAN 20 undo shutdown interface VLAN 30 undo shutdown interface VLAN 40 undo shutdown. Oh, I didn't assign the ports to the VLANs. In this scenario, we will assign first 5 ports to VLAN 10, second 5 ports to VLAN 20, third 5 ports to VLAN 30, and fourth 5 ports to VLAN 40. This is the issue. That is why we are unable to access the other networks. Interface range gigabit 1 to gigabit 5. Port link type access port access VLAN 10. Interface range gigabit 6 to gigabit 10. Port link type access port access VLAN 20. Interface gigabit interface range gigabit 11 to gigabit 15. Port link type access port access VLAN 30. Interface range gigabit 16 to gigabit 20. Port link type access port access VLAN 40. Quit. Now let's try. We are able to access all the networks now, as all the networks are directly connected to a single switch. That is why we don't require any kind of routing on this switch to access all the networks from a single network. Now we will perform our first task. According to this task, block the access of transport section to IT department. We want to block this PC3 to access or ping these two PCs, PC2 and PC7. In order to achieve this task, we can create a basic ACL. Yes, we will create a basic ACL. Okay, let's start here. Here we will create an ACL access list. We have these multiple options here. We will configure this basic ACL access list basic. We have two more options here. We can give an integer number or a name. Here we will configure named ACL. Name, we will block, say block transport. Okay, now we will define rule here. Rule deny we want to deny the access of this network for our IT department. Deny source 192.168.20.0 wildcard mask 255, and this rule is done. We will create a second rule here to permit all other networks to access this. Say we want only this transport section to be denied to access this VLAN 10, but we want all these networks to access our VLAN 10. So we should have a source any. Now we will deploy this ACL on our VLAN interface, as we want this network to be blocked for IT department. Okay, interface VLAN interface 10 packet filter name block transport outbound. Here we have say two options, inbound and outbound. I think we will use outbound here. We want our VLAN interface 10 to block the traffic of transport section. We don't want any traffic from our VLAN interface 10 to come out for this VLAN 10. So that is why we are using outbound here. Okay, let's try. Let me check first. Ping 192.168.10.101. I think we are done. We are unable to access IT department. Yes. Let me check first. Are we able to access IT department from HR department? Ping 192.168.10.101. Yes. Yes. We are done. Okay. Task 1 has been completed. Now we will configure our second ACL rule. According to this, you can see that HR department PC shouldn't be able to ping PC6. Means we want PC4 to not ping PC6. Here we can see that we are trying to restrict a single you can say a service. In order to restrict a specific service for a specific PC, we should use a advanced ACL. Okay, so access list, we have option here, very first option, advanced. And advanced, again named ACL, name will be block ping. Done. First rule, deny. Here we have the option to restrict ICMP. ICMP source, here we can configure a specific source for this, source and destination IPs. Here you can see that source 192.168.30.101, we use 0 for a specific host, and destination IP will be the IP address of PC6 40.102 192.168.40.102, this, and our permit ICMP from any other source, source any, and destination 192.168.40.102. Okay, this rule says that ping from any other destination, from any other source to the destination IP is allowed, is permitted. Now we will configure this ACL on the interface. I think it is connected on PC6, is connected on 16 number port. So we will configure this ACL on port 16. Interface gigabit 16, packet filter, name, what was the name of ACL, block ping, and outbound. Now let me check PC2 ping 192.168.40.101 102. Okay, and PC4 ping 192.168.40.102. Oops. What is the rule? Okay, I think we should remove this rule. Okay, let me check. Access list, advanced, name, block ping, undo rule, permit ICMP source any, destination 192.168.40.102. Now let me check. It's working. I should. What? Let me check. This display ACL all advanced ACL rule deny ICMP source this destination this. Okay, interface gigabit 16 undo packet filter name block ping outbound. Inbound. Mhm. Okay, I have another option here. Interface VLAN interface 40. Yes, we have to configure this. We have to deploy this advanced ACL on our VLAN interface in order to restrict the access of our HR department PC to the data department PC6. And you can see that I can ping from other departments, ping 192.168.40.102, but I'm not able to ping from this PC4. Now let me check. Let me show you another thing. Display ACL name. Yes, you can see that this rule has been matched 10 times. And let me show you the other ACL name. What was the name? Block transport. You can see that 10 times matched and 4 times matched. His front, you can see that we configured the basic and advanced ACL to restrict this traffic of our different networks. Here we can also configure another example of advanced ACL here. Say we have a web server here. Though I'll not be able to show you the full demonstration or the but I want to give you an idea how this configuration will be done on H3C or HPE switches. Say we have a web server here and its IP address is 192.168.100.99 and working on a specific port 1557. Say we want to restrict the access of this web server to our specific, say our this network only. We want to restrict the access of this web server for our IT department only. How we will configure the ACL for this? As we only want to restrict the IT department to access this web server by using this port only. Okay, see here. Keep in mind, I will not be able to demonstrate how whether it's working or not, but I want to show you that how we will configure our ACL for this access list, advanced name, web server. Rule 1, permit 192.1 okay, permit TCP source IP will be 192.168.10.0. Wildcard mask will be this, and what will be the source IP, source port. Source port will be any here we don't have source port. Source network will be this, destination IP will be 192.168.100.99 and destination port. Wildcard mask will be this, destination port equivalent to 1557. This only this network is able to access our web server with destination port this. Rule second will be deny TCP source any destination 192.168.100.99 destination port equivalent to 1557. And now we will deploy this ACL on the port at which this server is connected. Say it's connected on port number 48 of the switch. Quit interface gigabit 48 packet filter name block dash server and it will be outbound. We want to restrict all other networks to access this server except IT, and it is connected on port number 48, and we will use this command to restrict the access of web service to other departments except IT department. This is friend how you can configure your ACLs on H3C and HPE switches. If you have any query regarding this lab, you can ask me in comments. Thank you.